And more importantly, and let's move away from the negatives. Those people who were knocking everything, I think they need to be accountable too. So you need to go to them and ask them to produce the evidence. I have evidence about everything I'm saying, and it could be supported. What they're talking about is how they feel. They're two different things. And it plays out with the way they perceive me. I'm pretty much a down-to-earth guy. I work pretty hard, and I think that tends to rub people the wrong way. And it's not that I ignore them, but I'm focused on what I have to accomplish on behalf of the citizens of Baltimore County. And that's with children, not adults with their own attitudes and personalities.
Dr. Hairston, under state law, a superintendent is not required to turn in their resignation or a letter saying that they're going to step down until February 1st. You are still 4 months ahead of that deadline. Why do this now? Why is now important?
Good question, excellent question. I was going to do it last year. I was going to do it this spring. I was going to do it this summer. And then all of a sudden, I said, wait a minute. I have principals who are loyal to me. There are 8 principals who were going to retire 3 years ago, and I asked them to stay. I said, why don't we go out together? So we go to our Principals Academy, our annual academy together. And it was a very positive high for all of us. It was important to set the right tone as we opened the year. And I said, I didn't want to dampen that. Our principals were ready to have an incredibly smooth opening for the school year. And there was plenty of time, so I didn't have to say anything. But many of them were expecting me this summer at Rocky Gap to make my announcement. But I just didn't want to have this to interfere with the positive experience that we had there. And then of course we had the hurricane and all those things going on. So again, that became secondary. We moved into a situation where it was more important to cling to those things that were tried and true that made us successful over the years. That was our tight bond, our responsiveness, our condition professionally to manage situations. And you can see how smoothly we worked through the hurricane and the tropical storms, and it was almost like clockwork. Why in the world would I want to disrupt things but announcing a retirement then? And I predetermined that the most logical time would have been October 11th, because we had board work sessions and board meetings. And I wanted to do it at one time at a voting meeting where the public could hear the same thing and move on. That was the only reason for that particular date. It could have been any other time, but I chose that once we got school underway. Now you need to understand something about Joe Hairston. There's an intuitive clock in me. We only have 180 days with our children. 180 days, not 365. And this school year is mapped out. There are certain junctures throughout the year where we must meet some target objectives. That's the way I operate. And this is probably something that rubs people the wrong way if they want me in their face all the time, because I simply don't have time for that. I focus on what we have to do to mobilize 17,000 people to get the work done within 180 days for our children. All of the distractions come from everywhere else. Believe it or not, we go into November, you're getting close to Thanksgiving, then you have a break. You come back, you're going into December, then you have a break, the Christmas break. Then you have spring break. Then the next thing you know, someone's holding you accountable for student achievement. This is why for 12 years, we function the way we function, in spite of all of these distractions and things that people try to create. You're thinking about one thing, I'm thinking about getting the work done for kids within a compact period of time.